Once upon a time, a princess named Snow White lived in a castle with her father, the king, and her stepmother, the queen. Her father had always said to his daughter that she must be fair to everyone at court. He said,
People come here to the castle when they have a problem. They need the ruler to make a fair decision. Nothing is more important than to be fair.
the queen, Snow White's stepmother, knew how much this meant to her husband. At the first change, she rushed to her magic mirror.
Beware, the wall was the fairest of them all.
It is the fairest of them all.
What? No! There's no one more fair than I.
Look, you have always been good to me. I feel like them there for you.
No, what? I cannot do this.
Of course, you can take this.
That's not what I mean. How can I say this to you? The queen, your stepmother, want to kill you.
She did wrong.
And all of a sudden, far away, there was a light. Who was living so deep in the woods? She stepped up closer. It was a cottage. Yet no sounds came from the cottage. Only light from the windows. She looked around. What a mess! She had never seen a messier living room than this one. As she cleaned, she thought of someone she already missed. Before her father had remarried, she and a prince who lived in the next kingdom were getting to know each other. They would take long walks in the royal garden and tell each other stories, and then laughed. After the queen had moved into the castle, her stepmother had made a new rule that is no more visitors. Now, the prince had to slip over the palace key in secret. He would call out to her from under her window, and they could talk a bit that way. It wasn't as good as the long walks, but it was the best they could manage. Now that she had to run away from home, would she ever see him again? After Snow White cleaned up the living room, she went upstairs. On the second floor, there were 7 little beds lined up in a row, as if for children. Tired from cleaning, Snow White yawned and lay across all 7 of the beds. Soon she fell fast asleep. In the meantime, the 7 dwarfs were heading home from a long day of working in the jewel mines. When they opened the doors, you can imagine their surprise when they saw the cottage all cleaned up. There, lying across all their beds, was a young lady fast asleep. Snow White bolted awake. The 7 dwarfs could tell she was as surprised as they were. Soon they all relaxed and shared their story. Snow White learned their name: Bashful, Dark, Dumpy, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, and Sneezy. She told them all about her stepmother, that her stepmother had tried to get the huntsman to kill her, that the huntsman had set her free in the woods, and that she could never go back home again. The next morning, before they left for work, the 7 dwarfs warned Snow White she must not open the door to anyone. After all, who knows what evil her stepmother might do? The princess nodded in agreement, and the dwarfs left the house.
What kind of magic is this? I wouldn't mind more magic like this.
Something is fishy around here, that's for sure.
You already cleaned up our place. Keeping the house clean will be easy.
Good fight.
But there must be something else I can do for you.
Stay here with us.
Beaver, we are on the wall. It's the fairest of them all. That should be me, right?
Snow White is the fairest of them all.
What? That's impossible. She had died. And she's no longer alive. How could that happen? Like, who does she think she is? Like, how is she alive?
At the cottage of the dwarfs the next afternoon, when the 7 dwarfs were away at work, there was a knock on the door.
Who is that? Who is that?
It's only a poor old woman. Take a look at this red apple. It's only a red apple. Do you that this is really nice? You should eat this. Lovely, isn't it, dear? Take a look. That thing. Comb your hair. Maybe a good trade here. That is the apple, dear. I cannot breathe.
One day, the prince happened to pass through. Ever since he had learned that Snow White was missing at the castle, he was searching for her far and wide. Now he had finally found her, but in such a state. Her face seemed so fresh, even in that deep sleep. Then he gently took one of Snow White's hands. Then suddenly and finally, Snow White's eyes opened.
Finally, I found you, my dear first love, and you don't know how much I miss you. How many times I think about our first meeting together, and the only wish that only could happen if you say yes to me. Will you marry me, my dear princess? I truly love you.
So nothing stood in the way for Snow White and the prince to be together forever. They return to the prince's kingdom and live happily ever after.